Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. In this video we are going to be doing the classical yearly collection update, and that is what we're going to be doing today. As you know, we usually start off here and it's not going to be different today. So let's start off with the first aircraft, which is the AN-225 Maria. Up next we have this World War II era bomber. It's a British one. I keep forgetting the name of it. Anyways, I think it's in like 1 to 150 scale. And moving on, here we have 1 to 200 scale aircraft, which is the F-22 Raptor and the Slovak Air Force AN-26. Up next, we have a 1 to 400 Aeroflot Tu-134 in this like abandoned diorama here. And then moving on to the main thing, the most interesting thing, it's the cabinet here, which has majority of my US fleet. So yeah, let's get started. Up here with the Qatar Airways Airbus A350-1000. Moving on, here we have the Lufthansa 747-8. British Airways 747-400 in the 2016 Olympic livery. British Airways 747-400 in the Negus livery, I'm pretty sure. British Airways 747-400 in the regular livery. TAP Air Portugal A330-300 in the Portugal stopover livery. Then moving up here to the front, here we have the United 757-200 in the Her Art Here livery. This is the New York, New Jersey one, and it is from Gemini jets. Moving on, here we have the United States Air Force 2. This is from Gemini jets too. Delta 757-200, another Delta 757-200. Delta Airbus A321. Delta Airbus A321neo with a broken engine that I do need to fix. Delta 737-900, that is about to strike an ERJ 175. And a Delta 737-800. Then moving on here we have another United Her Art Here 757-200. This is from NG. United 757-200 in the regular new livery. United 757-200 in the old livery. United 737-800 in the new livery. United 737-900 ER. United Airbus A319. United Express CRJ-550. United Express Embraer E175. And a United Express Embraer E175 in the old livery. Then moving up here we have the Southwest 737-800, 700 in the Florida 1 livery. Southwest 737-700 in the Tennessee 1 livery. Spirit Airbus A321. Southwest 737-800 in the old livery. Southwest 737-800 in the old livery without split scimitars. Sun Country 737-800 in the old livery. Spirit Airbus A319 and Delta Connection CRJ-900. 700 and a Delta Connection CRJ-900. Delta Connection Embraer E175. And finally, for the first shelf, here we have the United Express Q200. Alrighty, moving on here to the bottom shelf, here we have the American 777-300 ER, American 787-9, American 777-200 ER, American 777-200 ER in the old livery, American Airbus A330-200, another American A330-200, American 767-300 in the One World livery. American 757-200 in the new livery. American 757-200 in the old livery. American 757-200 in the old One World livery. American 757-200 in the old livery with a broken engine. American 757-200 in the old livery without winglets. Another American 757-200 without winglets. This one is from Gemini jets though. Then we have an American MD-80, another American MD-80, American 737-800 in the old livery with winglets. And then moving up here we have an American 737-800 without winglets, American Airbus A321neo, American Airbus A321 with winglets, and another American A321 with winglets, another American A321 without winglets. This one has the sharklets. American Airbus A320, another American Airbus A320, another American Airbus A320, American Airbus A319, American Airbus A319 in the Allegheny retro livery. Moving on, here we have the CRJ-700 from American Eagle, American Eagle Embraer E175, American Eagle Embraer E145, another American Eagle Embraer E145. This one is in the old livery. JetBlue Airbus A320 in the high-rise tail livery. JetBlue Airbus A321 Neo in the balloons livery. Delta 717-200, Alaska 737-800, Alaska 737-900ER, Alaska 737-900ER in the One World livery, and a Alaska 737 MAX 9. So this is it for this shelf. There is two aircraft down here and a bunch of like other things, some diecast cards. Here we have the UPS 757-200 and a old United 727-100, I think. I'm not sure, I had to look at the box, but that is it for this cabinet. As you can see, it does have a lot of aircraft, and the majority of it is my US based fleet, even though it doesn't even fit in this cabinet. There is some aircraft that are like just sitting on an airport, which I'll show that later, but yeah, let's move on to a more interesting cabinet, more diverse cabinet. This is the one with all of my European and more international carriers. So here we have the Emirates Airbus A380 in the United for Wildlife livery, KLM 747-400, Lufthansa Airbus A350-900, Volt Polish 787-9, British Airways 787-10 with a broken nose landing gear, British Airways 777-200ER, Turkish Airbus A330-200, Austrian 767-300, another Austrian 767-300. Then moving down here, this is more of my European narrow bodies, and this is kind of annoying, but the light fell on KLM 737. Yeah, I have to like retape these lights. As you can see, most of them are falling down, but we'll start off back there with the Aer Lingus 757-200. Here we have the Vueling Airbus A321, Iceland Air 757-200 in the 80 years of aviation livery, KLM City Hopper Embraer E175, KLM 737-800, and all the way back there, here we have the Play Airbus A320 Neo. And moving on to this row, here we have the DHL 737-400, British Airways 757-200 in the Wildlife livery, British Airways 757-200 in the regular livery, British Airways 737-800. I have another two of these. The first one that I ever got, that's the first model, and then another one that's just packaged. So basically I have three of these BA 737-800s. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them, but yeah, it's just a fact. British Airways Airbus A319, British Airways Airbus A318, British Airways City something, Embraer E175, or E170, sorry about that. La Compagnie 757-200. These aircrafts have been actually retired, sadly. Turkish 737-900 ER. Load Polish 737 MAX 8. Swiss Airbus A320. Lufthansa Airbus A319. Here we have an Air France Airbus A320. Sorry, everything's just falling apart. Here we have an Austrian Fokker F100. And then moving down here, we have a lot more aircrafts. And I just hate that these A320s, a bunch of these aircrafts, are just, on their tail, they fell. But yeah, starting off back there, here we have a Wizz Air Airbus A321. Here we have a Wizz Air Airbus A320, Ryanair 737-800, Air Baltic A220-300 in New Latvia 100 years of independence livery. Here we have an S7 Airlines Airbus A319. Here we have a TUI 737-800 with split scimitars. Here we have a Norwegian 737-800 back there. Here we have a Sunclass 737 A321neo. I was looking at a different aircraft. Here we have Cubana TU204, I think 100. Here we have an Air Koryo TU204-300. It's either the other way around. I really forget about these fake 757s. Moving on, here we have a Interfluke TU134, another TU134. This one is from Air Koryo. And then here we have a Aeroflot TU134. Here we have an Air China 737-600, Aer Lingus ATR 172. Moving on, here we have a Royal Air Force C-130. Here we have an Avianca Columbia 757-200, Air Canada 737 MAX 8, Air Canada Q400, Air Canada Express CRJ-900, Air Canada CRJ-200, WestJet 737-600, and a Maldiv 737-600. Then the final row here we have the Republic Airways Convair 550 or 580. Here we have a Ukraine Air Force AN-26. Here we have a private, formerly Air Canada CRJ-200. Here we have a privately former United Express CRJ-200. Here we have a F117 Nighthawk and a Bayraktar TB2. Fly Dubai 737-800, Air France Airbus A320 with sharplets, Aegean Airbus A320, and a SAS CRJ-900. Then moving on to the very bottom shelf, let's start off back there with the quality's kind of bad. I'm going to go back to this lens. Here we have the Swiss 777-300ER. This one is from Panda Models. Here we have an American 757-200 in the breast cancer awareness livery. Here we have the Ethiopian 757-200 in the old 1990s, 1980s livery. Here we have the Alaska 737-900 in the More to Love livery. Here we have the Qatar Airways 737 MAX 8. SAS 737-800, Air France Hope Embraer E190, SAS 737-700, SAS Airbus A319 in the Star Alliance livery, SAS Airbus A319 in the old livery, SAS, not SAS, just a blank Boeing 737 and MAX 7, and then I also have a blank Boeing 737 MAX 10 I'm just sitting in its box because I really have no use for it. And then moving back here we have the Southwest 737-700 in the old livery, Southwest 737 MAX 8 in the Hawaii 1 livery, or the Maui 1 livery, I forget what it's called. Here we have a Breeze Airbus A220-300. Here we have a Missouri 1 Southwest 737-700. Here we have a JetBlue Airbus A320. Here we have a Frontier Airbus A320. Here we have a American 737 MAX 8. Here we have a Dero Q400, KLM Embraer E195 E2, JetBlue Airbus A321 in the new livery, Iceland Air 737 MAX 9, and finally for this cabinet, a American 737-800. Alrighty, well, with this cabin out of the way, let's move on to here to some of the airports and other things that I have. So this is my diorama of Paris Charles de Gaulle International Airport, Terminal 2E specifically, like the M gates. So here we have an Air France 777-300 in the older livery. Here we have an Air France 777-300ER in the newer livery. Why is it the newer livery? Because the titles are bigger and it's also getting struck by a jet bridge. Oof. I don't think that flight is going to be leaving anywhere soon, sadly. And then we also have this Air France Concorde. It's an aircraft that I actually got this year. I don't think I really did a review on this aircraft. Honestly, I don't remember. But it's actually a pretty good aircraft for $20 I got on eBay. It is an older release, but still, it's a very good aircraft. You know, there is nothing to complain about it. Then just up here, there's other little things. You know, I have a little Porsche. Just stuff and super glue. Super glue. Very important, actually, if you want to have 1-400 aircraft. But the other stuff here, it's my fragrance collection. It's pretty small right now, but it's very expensive. We have Imagination from Louis Vuitton. It's literally my everyday fragrance. We have Symphony. It's very good for like summer special occasions, you know, even in the fall. Not so good in the actual winter. I have this one. This is my newest fragrance. I like this one, but I wish I got a bigger bottle. Sadly, I didn't. Moving on to here, this is, if the OGs remember it, this is Donetsk Sergey Prokofiev International Airport. It's actually kind of sad what this airport became, because now it's literally just storage. Like, look, it's literally just storing aircraft, you know, aircraft that wouldn't even fly here, which is kind of sad, actually. But yeah, let's go over the aircraft. I mean, it's still a good airport, but it is very dusty, as you can tell. Look at that filth. Ugh. I actually do need to clean it because, you know, I might clean it and like repaint some of these lines because they are starting to fade away. But here we have an Air Arabia Airbus A320, Ukraine International 737-800, UT Air 737-500, Donbas Aero or US Airways Airbus A319, Aeroflot 737-800, Transaero 737-800, Emirates 777-300, and the Bear, very important. The Atlas Air 747-8F, or the last 747 ever built. MD-80 from American Airlines. This is like the older, like 1990s color scheme. It also has like the Super 80 titles. American 767-200, SAS Airbus A350-900, and a KLM 777-300ER in the new livery. Alrighty, well, moving on, here we have the aircraft that just doesn't really fit anywhere. I really don't have much use for them now. This is the Eastern 767-300ER, Air France Airbus A340-300, Korean 747-8, the Riyadh Air 787-9, and the British Airways L1011, and a Ukraine International 767-300ER. And now finally, this is the only aircraft that I got this year. As you can see, it's actually surprisingly not that much, sadly. This year was not the best for model collecting, with tariffs and everything. A lot of the aircrafts that were introduced, they were either Chinese or aircraft that I already have. And my collection is getting pretty full, there isn't that much aircraft that I'm more interested in collecting. A lot of them, as you can see, they are mostly international wide bodies or European. And if there is going to be more interesting European aircraft, then I might buy those. But I'm probably not going to be buying a lot more new aircraft starting from, this year even. Maybe if we do get more interesting aircraft, I'm probably going to buy more. But the first aircraft that I got in 2025 was this Air France Airbus A350-900. This is the newer layout of the Air France A350, meaning it has the new business class cabin and stuff like that. Here I have the SAS MD-87, and yeah, this is in the old livery. I don't know when these were retired, probably a long time ago. Here we have the Cathay Pacific A350-1000, United 767-400, and then moving back there, here we have an American 787-8, Delta 767-300ER, and a Air France Airbus A350-900 with the older layout. As you can see, this one does have the SkyTeam logo in the front instead of the like Air France wind course, I think, right? Is that what it is? I can't tell. Yeah. But yeah, let's move on to some of the other airports that have more aircraft on them. Alright, so here we are on Lviv airport. This airport, as you can see, it hasn't been used in a while. It literally sits under my bed. But here we have the Sunwing 737-800 with split scimitars. I remember I used this aircraft as a Sky Up 737-800, and then here we also have another Ukraine International 737-800. Yeah, just looking at this airport, I mean, it looks filthy. It's actually really sad that, just a couple years ago, well, not a couple, soon it's gonna be like 4, this airport was still, in use, I was still filming, and I don't think it was monthly updates. I'm pretty sure it was more like bi-monthly updates of it. But yeah, wow, I mean, it brings back memories just looking at this. I haven't like used this like airport terminal building style in a long time. Now I 3D print most of my terminals. But yeah. Alright, so here we are on Bradley International Airport. So the first aircraft is this Delta 737-700. Then here we have the Delta Airbus A319, Delta Airbus A220-100, American MD-80, Southwest 737-700 in the old livery with split scimitars, Southwest 737-700 in the this is the 800 in the new livery, Southwest 737 Max 8, Southwest 737 Max 7, Southwest 737 700 in the new livery, United 737-800 in the older livery, JetBlue Airbus A321, Airlink is Airbus A321neo, United Express CRJ-700, Breeze Airways Airbus, that's the Airbus A220-300. This is the Embraer E175. So that is it for Bradley International Airport. Let's move on to Gothenburg. Alright, so here we are on Gothenburg-Landvetter International Airport. So the first aircraft on here is this SAS Airbus A320neo, SAS Airbus A321neo, SAS 737-600, Qantas 787-9, SAS Airbus A321, and finally here we have this SAS CRJ-900. Alrighty everybody, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed this updated collection, room tour, I don't know what you want to call it, but I do enjoy making these. It's like the final video, even though I didn't make that many videos in 2025, and even though my collection barely grew this year, I think this was a fairly pretty good year. It wasn't the best, but there was good times, there was bad times, and at the end of the day, we are moving on to a new year, and hopefully 2026, there's going to be some great things to come. More videos, hopefully. I have been a lot more busier lately. I do have an internship lined up in the spring. But yeah, I do hope you enjoy this video. I hope you like this collection. Tell me what you think about it, and yeah, I hope you have a great 2026, and I hope you had a great 2025. But with that, I hope you enjoy this video, of course, and fly safe, and of course I'll see you in 2026.